Hi, I'm Marika Newman with Daniele Daniel Productions, and I'm going to show you how to edit wedding pictures. The nice thing about editing wedding pictures is you can be a little more creative when it comes to color correcting. The first thing you'll want to do is import your photos into Adobe Lightroom. I usually like to take the best pictures from a wedding and edit them in different ways, just to make sure the bride and groom have pictures that they like. For starters, I'll take this picture and edit it in black and white. There are some really good Lightroom presets on the internet, and you can use these as starting points. You can find these presets at presetsheaven.com or prettypresets.com. I've downloaded a few wedding presets, but I'll use this black and white preset as the starting point. First, I'll start by tweaking the lighting of the photo. There's a few overexposed areas in this picture, so I'm going to try to fix this with recovery as much as I can. You can also use the exposure slider to take the overall exposure of the picture down. Each picture will be different, but this looks about good for this one. That looks about good for the black and white version of this picture, so now I'm going to save it. To get the picture back to its original form, just hit the reset button. Now we can start with a new preset or create one from scratch. I'm going to do this one without using a preset this time. We'll start with the white balance. Take the eyedrop tool and click it on the bride's dress. Now I'll do recovery up and a little fill light to fill in these shadows. I personally like to leave the blacks down and turn up the contrast a little bit. You can add a little glow to the photo by turning clarity down to about -30. Now vibrance up and saturation down. Now we can go down and adjust each color separately. If you mess around with the hue, saturation, and luminance of the orange color, you can really make the skin tones pop. Now I like to experiment with highlights and shadows. First, turn the saturation up to about 50%, and then cycle through the hues to find the colors that work. Then bring the saturation back down to a comfortable level. Do the same thing for the shadows. Now let's give it a little sharpness. And then just a little bit of a vignette. And finally, this picture will benefit from a slight crop. So open the crop tool and leave a couple of inches of space above the bride's head. You can even bring the bottom of the picture up a ways and add an artsy effect. To save the changes, hit close. Now save this version of the picture and rename it so that it won't overwrite the black and white version. And that is how to edit wedding pictures.